Hi friends! So it's almost 6 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday and I was getting ready to cook dinner and I thought I would invite you to join me. To be quite honest, I don't actually like cooking. This is one of the easiest dishes that I know how to make that doesn't really take too much time and isn't very difficult at all. This might be helpful for those of you who don't like cooking that much. What I'm going to be making tonight is a tuna casserole, which doesn't sound super exciting and doesn't look super exciting, but it is really easy to make. It makes a lot of food, it's really cheap, and it's relatively healthy. So if you would like to stay tuned and cook with me this super easy people who hate cooking one dish casserole dinner, just continue hanging out with me and I will cook with you. You can see all my amazing techniques and dance moves that I do in the kitchen. What you will need is a box of whole grain pasta noodles, whatever shape and size you want. I use whole grain because it's healthier. The recipes call for egg noodles, so really whatever your preference is on noodles. 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. I choose the healthy request kind because it is lower in sodium, so best be warned. The low-fat cream of mushroom soup is actually really high in sodium, so you're choosing the lesser of two evils, I suppose, when you're making a decision. Whatever your preference. 2 6-ounce cans of tuna. Frozen peas. I like to add mixed vegetables so that I have more of a variety of vegetables. And some cheese. Again, best be warned, low-fat cheese is much higher in sodium than regular cheese. So if sodium's not a concern of yours, I mean, go for it, but personally, I would rather just have the lower sodium. First, I'm going to take a large pan and fill it about to here with water, boil the water, and then add some of these noodles. Not the whole box, because there are, actually maybe I will cook the whole box. I'll cook the whole box. You gotta cook the noodles before you put them in the oven. Oh my gosh, something fell over there and it scared the crap out of me. Clearly. I think that's good enough. Turn on the stove. Now I'm gonna take one of these spoons because I used I hate this stove. It scares the crap out of me every time I use it. I'm gonna take some salt and put it in the water just to add some flavor and some olive oil. Look at my cooking skills. Isn't it funny? In college, I actually took a class that taught us how to do food demos, and I did one food demo and it was horrendous. It was horrendous, obviously. Now you've got to wait for the water to boil. Yeah. I don't have the patience to wait for freaking water to boil. So I have to wait for this to boil, then I have to wait for the pasta to cook, and then I have to turn on the oven, and actually maybe I should do that. I'm going to turn on the oven once the water boils. Usually I don't do that, but that's a good idea that I just came up with right now. What should I listen to? I'm on SoundCloud. The water is basically boiling finally after I switched through like 1,000 songs I didn't like, so let's put in the pasta. Oh yeah, it's boiling. I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't, but it's boiling. Okay. Oh yeah, turn the oven on. I think it's to 350. Let me just double check. Okay, Google. Tuna casserole recipe. Preheat the oven to 425. This is not hot enough. Everything about this freaking apartment freaks the freak out of me. Watching pasta cook is just about as exciting as watching the water boil. So I'm fairly certain the pasta is finished. I was just keeping an eye on the clock. I honestly don't know. But now I'm going to take my handy dandy strainer thing, colander, and dump out the excess water and then put it in the casserole dish. Woo! This is a free facial here. Alright friends, this is the hard part. Combining all of the ingredients. Got my casserole dish, which doesn't look as clean as it probably should be, but you know what? Can't even. Pour the pasta in first. Make sure that it covers the majority of the bottom of the pan because there are a lot of ingredients that are going into this and you want to make sure you have enough room. So I think this is a 16 by 8 pan. That's about 1.5 inches deep. I don't know. I'm just guesstimating. Next, you want to add the soup, which I'm using 2 cans, like I said. Pour it in, and my best suggestion is to stir in your ingredients as you're adding them. Because there are a lot, you want to make sure everything is getting coated. Next, I'm going to add in the tuna fish, which you do need to dump out the water from the can because you don't want a lot of excess water in the dish. It won't work very well. Never remember how to use this freaking can opener. Apparently my SD card was going to fill up before my battery died, and you missed a story about tuna because I was just talking about how this smells like cat food, and the reason I think it smells like cat food is because we used to feed our cat tuna. It was such a good story. Now we're going to add the frozen peas. It's so funny, my mom couldn't have called at a worse time, so I added in the vegetables and I'm just stirring. See, it just adds a lot more color to the sad looking dish. And the last thing that I'm going to add is the cheese, and I think I'm about done mixing, so I feel like this took me way longer because I'm trying to impress you. Cheese. And now she's calling again, so I'm gonna go. Alright, I finally got the casserole in the oven. I put it in for 15 minutes and then I'll take it out and let it cool and then eat it, even though I'm not hungry. And that was the most interesting, not entirely expected cooking thingy-majigger. Mom called again. Alright, I've got 13 minutes to go. See on the flip side, it's ready. It's a little crispy, but I think it'll be okay. So thanks for hanging out with me. This took a lot longer than I thought it was. It's almost 7, but that's what happens when you talk through what you're doing. Typically this wouldn't take as long, and I also got interrupted twice by my mother, so there's that. Thanks for watching, and yeah. Have a good one.